So glad you're with us. 6 a.m. on this Wednesday. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Nada Iranpour, and hopefully you're enjoying this Wednesday morning. Let's check in on the forecast because things are about to crank up. But not today, right?
Not today.
Okay.
Today is a day of
baby
transition.
steps.
Exactly.
Transition
We
day.
start
Okay.
to warm up. We're in the 70s out by the coast, maybe
Nice.
the low 80s inland. This is going to be max where we'll make it to inland. There are a lot of forecast highs toward our valley floors that are going to be more so toward the upper 70s. That's still above average today, but it's nothing compared to where we're going tomorrow. You can add on another 15 degrees, and that's about where we're expecting our Thursday and Friday afternoon high temperatures to be. Still plenty of sunshine today, but we do start off the morning with a bit of fog out towards some of our inland valleys. Pretty far out east, Ramona is one of the trouble spots we've been watching for this morning. But aside from that, shouldn't run into too much trouble as they head out the door this morning. Coming up, we're going to talk more about that warm up toward the end of the week and what to expect into the weekend as well. I'll send things back to you.
This just in here, the annual inflation rate remained the same in February at 2.4%. That's according to the Consumer Price Index released by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Month to month, prices went up 0.3%. However, this data was gathered before the war on Iran led to higher oil prices.
And now, new this morning, Iran says it just launched its most intense and heaviest operation. Overnight, Iran attacked commercial ships in the Persian Gulf, as well as the Dubai airport. Meantime, the White House says the U.S. has destroyed 16 mine-laying boats right near the Strait of Hormuz. It comes as Iran vows to block oil exports in the region, saying it would not allow, quote, even a single liter. The Pentagon has revealed that in addition to the 7 U.S. service members killed in this war, about 140 have been injured, including 8 severely. Meantime, Germany, Austria, and Japan releasing oil reserves to help with price spikes due to the war. But here in San Diego, those gas prices jumped again 4 cents overnight. We're now at $5.36 for a gallon of regular. A local economics professor says for every cent that a gallon of gas goes up, get this, that translates to $1 million a month in our local economy that is not being spent on other things like entertainment, clothes, going out to dinner. So, of course, that impacts businesses as well. But 1 cent equals $1 million per month in loss.
Think about that,
Wow.
75 cents more than we were paying not too long ago. $75 million economic impact there.
That's
Wow.
a big deal. Gas prices are not the only things going up.
This morning, economists are warning the cost of groceries, clothes, air travel also expected to increase. News 8's Tori Apodaca live in Claremont, working for you to figure out how soon we could see these prices rising and by how much here, Tori?
Yeah, a lot of San Diegans are already starting to see that sticker shock when they're going to grocery stores like this one. And it likely is going to impact pretty much any product that needs to be shipped. Economists say that it's also impacting transportation, whether that be by truck or air, and the rising fuel costs show no sign of slowing down. And it's not just fuel, but about a third of the world's fertilizer is also shipped out of the Middle East through the Strait of Hormuz.
It's not enough to keep up with the gas and the groceries. It's literally like half of your paycheck. I mean, for me, I spend about $1,000 to $1,200 just on groceries alone to feed just a family of 3.
And it's not only just the prices, it seems like the same stuff I'm buying is getting smaller. So I'm paying more for smaller portions.
A lot of people telling us they're going to have to budget differently, but if you're looking to book a flight soon, you'll also likely see a difference. Jet fuel prices increased by 50% during the first week of the conflict, and travel experts say that airline ticket prices could rise 5 to 7% within just days as carriers adjust schedules, with hotel and rental car prices also expected to climb. So how long is this all going to last? Experts say it really depends on the conflict in the Middle East. They say if it lasts for another 2 weeks, we're likely going to see another spike in prices. In Claremont, Tori Apodaca, News 8.
Later this afternoon, the San Diego City Council's Public Safety Committee is set to consider e-bike safety regulations.
This comes as other cities like Chula Vista and San Marcos implement similar rules. News 8's Chris Grow live in Kearney Mesa to explain what city leaders are pushing for when it comes to these e-bikes. Chris, we've seen so many injuries.
Yeah, we have. And look, here at CBS 8, we are working for you, trying to break down exactly what this proposal would do, who it would impact, and if you've got an e-bike at home, is this going to affect you? So we went and spoke with the one council member who is proposing this, Councilmember Raul Campillo. He's been hearing from his constituents about reckless driving and crashes. Says ER trips and injuries are up, and many of those impacted are young kids. Now, this proposal would ban kids under 12 from riding Class 1 and Class 2 e-bikes. Those are the faster models. It also would only allow for passengers on bikes with a second seat, meaning the bike has to be designed to have a passenger. He also said there would be a phased rollout if passed. Take a listen.
Well, we start off with a 30-day education campaign and then a 60-day notification campaign. The state law lists exactly how we're allowed to do this. We can't come up with our own ideas. We have to follow state law. So we're going to be following the state law on this. And then after that point, then it can start with ticketing and fines.
Now, as for what happens next, of course, the Public Safety Committee is going to have to go ahead and discuss this, and then the full council would have a chance to weigh in and vote on this. Back to you guys.
And e-bike injuries, they are on the rise among kids in San Diego, up more than 300% in 4 years. This is according to a new study out of Rady Children's Hospital. Last year alone, look at these stats. The hospital recorded 262 e-bike trauma cases, with most victims between 11 and 14 years old. In January, they saw 32 e-bike related injuries, the highest for the month since they've started collecting data 5 years ago. The hospital says kids need better helmets, more supervision, and a real understanding of the road rules. I mean, they're literally in left lanes and they're taking rights on reds and they're doing all the things cars do, but they haven't gone through a course in many cases.
Yeah, right.
And which is why, Chris's story, the city of San Diego is looking closer at this.
Right, and no popping wheelies, please. You can spin out quickly, so, okay.
We've seen it happen.
All right, let's talk now about our forecast. So many people will be on their bikes, right, the next few days.
I think so. I mean, headed to the beach likely as we make our way through Thursday and Friday. The beach is going to be a very popular place to be. If you are planning on going, be prepared for a long wait time in terms of finding parking spots, especially as we head into the weekend. Saturday and Sunday, we're going to hold on to a lot of the warmth that we'll see over Thursday and Friday. So I imagine the weekend will also be a very popular time out by the coast. Yesterday, we had a good amount of cloud cover out by the coast and inland. This morning, not quite as much, but there is still some cause for concern as far as fog goes, mainly out toward our eastern valleys. Ridge of high pressure expands overhead. That, coupled with Santa Ana winds, going to help contribute to those very hot temperatures Thursday and Friday afternoon. Possibility of breaking some records out there, mainly daily heat records, but there is a chance that we see all-time heat records broken for the month of March. That's going to be especially prevalent up toward the LA area. After Friday, this ridge starts to break down a bit. We see some cooler temperatures move into play. We'll still stay on the warmer side of average, but we will nonetheless see a little bit of a cool down. Winds are already offshore this afternoon, helping to drive down humidity values. Wind speeds and wind gusts are climbing, so wind gusts are going to be up around 20 miles per hour or so max, but seems like this is going to help contribute to today being that more comfortable day. As we get into Thursday afternoon, those winds are also offshore. There are some spots where we could get upwards of 20 miles per hour out there, and then those winds continue to remain breezy into Friday. In the meantime, this afternoon, Santee and El Cajon are looking at highs of 81 degrees, 75 in Mira Mesa, 68 in PB. Up in North County, pretty similar idea on hand with upper 60s and low 70s by the water, jumping into the low 80s inland this afternoon. So while these temperatures are already above average by a few degrees, add on another about 10, 15 degrees. That's about where we're expecting our forecast highs to be by the time we get to tomorrow afternoon. Julian, 75 today, making it to the 80s in the next couple days. 68 for Mount Laguna, 87 in Borrego Springs, where they could be at 100 degrees by early next week. Vanessa Paz checking in on traffic. Good morning.
Oh, 100 degrees.
Right?
Ken, okay, come again. 6:09 is the time. Let's go ahead and start things off in the South Bay. We are tracking a crash if you're coming in from Chula Vista headed towards National City. Right after the 54 connector, this may slow things down for you if you're headed in from 8th Street, Bonita Road, Telegraph Canyon. In fact, let's go ahead and take a live look at that incident there. Far left of your screen, you could actually see the activity in the middle left of your screen, and that is where the two-car crash is taking place. It looks like one of the cars are now on the bed of a tow truck, but it's right at the gore point of where the 805 and the 54 meet. So yeah, it's still really early, but as we get into the 6 o'clock hour, this could start to cause some problems out there in terms of slowing. out of Chula Vista. Let's go ahead and pull up those travel times, 10 to 15 minutes right now northbound, and that's on the 5 and the 805, and about a 10-minute ride. They're wrapping up construction on Coronado. So as you head in from Barrio or downtown, headed towards Coronado, it looks like most of the slowing is going to be by the old toll booths. It'll take you about 10 minutes full span there. If you're traveling westbound coming in from the East County, about 3 to 7 minutes on the 94, the 8, as well as the 52. And here's what it looks like coming in from the North County headed south. About 10 minutes. We're at steady speed, 68 to 72 miles per hour. So full span of the 78 headed in from the 15 to the 5, about 15 minutes at last check. All right, 6:10 is the time. Let's go ahead and pull up those border wait times for you. We're tracking about an hour 15 to get you across from San Ysidro's port of entry. Not much better in from Otay Mesa's port of entry. About an hour 30 coming in at last check.